Hello, this is the Vampire Dumont, and basically, I've been asked a lot of different types of questions about the Gundalian invaders. Which ones do I like? Which ones am I going to purchase? Am I going to do reviews on them? Just a bunch of questions like that. Now, uh, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I decided to do for this video. Is quite ambitious. It should be quite interesting. I'm gonna do a review of a Gundalian invader. Yay! It's gonna be a Bakugan that I do not own. Yes, you know, it's not cheating. It's this is the internet. This is YouTube. You could be as creative as you want to be. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Okay. But to just talk about something that I have no idea about, is kind of wild. Maybe too irresponsible. So I'm going to base it off of Micazard123, his review of Chance Dragonoid. Okay. This is the one that has interested me the most. In my stores locally, they're pretty good at getting new Bakugan. I don't think they're the fastest in the United States, but they're definitely on the faster side. So I've been very fortunate. So I have seen many, if not all, of the new Bakugans that have been out. I've checked them out. I've looked at them closely and stuff like that. And this is the one that I almost purchased recently, but I decided not to. Now, Micazard123 on his video, he does a great job, so definitely check his out. He bought the Pyrus one because I think he mentioned something like he wants them all in their original colors or something like that. Personally, I almost bought the Ventus one. The green one looked very, very nice to me, and I go by whichever color I think is the coolest. I hardly watch the show, and if I do, I usually watch episodes way after it's already been posted and stuff. And anyway, so I'm not really all into that show anyway, so I don't go by the show. I go by what colors that I think look the coolest, or what colors that I want. So the Ventus one, I think, looks awesome. He's a dragon. Awesome sauce right there. Looks very dragon-like. And you might be thinking, hey, but you did the Mystic Alico Dice Thrower review. You already have a dice thrower, so why do you want another one? If you've seen on my channel, I have done a review on Dragon Dice. It's not a board game, but it's a game that involves dice and stuff. I just like games that have dice in them. I like the feel of throwing dice. I like touching them. I don't know. It's kind of cool. They're small, but they're kind of entertaining. So yeah, I do already have one. So maybe that was one of the reasons why I didn't necessarily pick this one up right away. I'm still thinking about it. I'll tell you what though, I do like that the dice shape is different. That's a huge plus, okay? Number two, I do not like that the dice does not throw as well as Mystic Alico. Mystic Alico, I mean, the dice just kind of, it automatically throws without being automatic. I think that's genius. I think that's the way to go, to be automatic without being automatic. I mean, that's the best right there. It's like a Zen quote right there. But as far as Chance Dragonoid goes, you're supposed to at least on Micazard's video, it shows like you're supposed to like push his head or something, or flick it, or it has a spring on there, and that's supposed to help launch it. I guess that's kind of a catapult design. I have to play with it to see how well that works. I'm not too big of a fan of that already. I would kind of like it if it just naturally spilled out, and rolled by itself. That would have been cool, but oh well, at least it's different though. It is different. As far as his marble design, really there's nothing that I saw that impressed me, except for the fact that you can actually see the dice. Yeah, while it's in marble form. That's awesome. That's really, really good, I think. I think that's really, really cool. So that's one thing that stands out on his marble form. Once he opens up, the way his head looks, the horns and stuff, Micazard commented that, the horns remind him of Percival and stuff. Or maybe he didn't say that. He said somehow it reminds him of Percival. Well, I think it's because of the horns, okay? I do think that's really cool, but it looks more like a medieval type dragon, like a very medieval looking dragon. I guess pretty much the other previous Dragonoids did look medieval in a sense, but this one to me looks even more so, you know. And so I like that. It's something that I would see like in Dungeons and Dragons or you know, Dragon Slayer, that kind of stuff, you know. So I do like the head design very much. It looks very wicked, you know, almost like a skull dragon type shape. The jaw is very weird looking. The jaw is what, you know, it clamps onto the dice from what I can tell. And if you remove the dice, it looks really, really weird. The shape of the head looks real funky. You could almost just like ignore the bottom jaw, and the face looks really cool. But then when you look at it, imagining the entire face with the lower jaw, then it looks really funky looking. But you know, whatever. As for the claws and stuff, you know, they're okay. I'm not too big of a fan of. And his wings and stuff, his wings looks all right. But I think mainly what really sells this guy is his face. It's his face and the dice. Those are the two things. If you don't like those two things, then don't bother getting this guy, in my opinion. So, you know, out of the ones that I've seen so far, I think he's the most interesting. And I think you all know that I'm not a big fan of special attack, but I was like, but this is the coolest one that I think personally. You know, the battle gears, they look a bit funky to me. Maybe too big. I don't know what it is. I would have preferred if you could actually put like a minifigure on there instead of these chunky looking trap wannabe battle gears. I do like that they do have G power on them, right? I think they're kind of low, but hey, at least they have G power. I think that's a huge plus that they did. So, you know, there's plus and minuses overall, but yeah, so personally for me, because there's so many other toys that are coming out that are cool, I'm being very, very strict on Bakugan, and the only one that has really caught my eye is, like I said, Chance Dragonoid. So what about you? If you could only get one Gundalian Invader, which is the one that you'll get?